In terms of visualizing test data, or actually just entering in test data, there's a number of ways to go about that. One of the most commonly used or preferred is simply creating kind of a test day. You see adding the exercise, selecting required set, that way it'll populate the activity feed for the team so you can see it and review it there. I'll go in here and template this block. That way I never have to build it again. If I want it in, I can just insert this specific template. Now I'm going to add tags here because as your library becomes more robust, these tags can really help you filter out what you're looking for and save you a lot of time. In the beginning, not too big of a deal, but definitely as it grows, something to take in mind. So here, in addition to the block, we're just going to template this entire day. So if I need to add an entire day to a program, again, tagging it, testing for the reasons I already said, we can do that as well. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to some pre-existing programs, try to find one that's not currently being used, or at least I'll try to find one I think might not be used, and I will just simply plug and play that test day into that program. So looking through here, this one looks like it'll work. Go there, program's already built out, 2 days a week, click into that phase. We can see week 1, days 1, 2, and 3. I actually want to include a test day. So I go into my templates. I'm going to type in test to filter it out so it's easy to find. Insert, there it is, test day. All the exercises already built out with required sets. As simple as that. Now, to show you in the tablet view, we'll go into weight room mode, add a few sample athletes to this. First, I'll select the specific team, so my demo team. Then I'll go and filter in some athletes. I strategically all named them with the same last name so it's easy to filter. I'll add tester, tester 2, tester 3, and tester 4. Now to save some time so we don't have to go through the performance log for this demo, I'm going to select a historic date. So we'll just go to yesterday. Select that for all of the athletes. There we go. We'll start the program, enter in the body weight, but the performance log will not populate because it's a date that happened in the past. So here I'm going to speed this up as I go through and enter in all of their test data for the day. All right, so now that all of their test data is entered in and we're complete with that, we're going to go in here and select the activity report. So you can see all that information that they just entered in populates here, just how it looks like on the web as well in that activity feed. Now I'm going to select my specific demo team that we were using for this. Fantastic. Looks the exact same. Now let's get out of here. Again, we'll go into the teams. We'll go into the specific demo team that I'm using for this right now. Go in there, select on an individual so we can have a discussion with the individual on their test results and how they're trending over time by selecting the analytics, selecting exercise, and then selecting the exercise we want to discuss or visualize. So here you can see back squat, seeing how that's trending over time. You can see, the duration you want to see it for. Last 6 months, there's only 6 months of data in there. Right now, switch over to bench press, see how that's trending. go to the graded exercise treadmill test, or I guess go to chin-ups, then go to the graded exercise test. Essentially, you get the idea. You can see everything graphed over time and have that individual discussion with them. So now taking that information and looking at it on the web, you can go to the activity report, just like we did on the tablet, see where that is. Now I'll typically review these, go in there and select the icon that says update max, just because, like to kind of have eyes on them before they officially update. You can also work with your person and have your account so that it automatically updates if it's in a required set. And then here you can see, as I look at it, I can click this one circular arrow to update all the exercises underneath there, so I don't have to go through every one individually. Big time save there, especially when you have like 30, 40 athletes. All right, so going back to the team, we'll go down here to the leaderboard and test results. Click in on that. You can see here the leaderboard where you can see best results, most recent, so on and so forth. Selecting the exercises or key indicators that you want to see. And then we can dive into more of a table format. Select the exercise that we want to see. So here we'll go over and we'll select the lift, we'll select back squat. Those are the members. You can select as few or as many of the current team members as you want, and then see how this is portrayed over time. You can see January, their initial, the red and yellow indicators of improvement or decrease, and that's graphed over time. Go in, select another exercise, see how that goes as well. Now we're looking at bench press with the same idea. Now you can dive into an individual by clicking on their name there. That'll take you to their individual page. Same thing as the team, scroll down, go to test history, click on that. And now instead of focusing on one exercise, you can focus on all of your KPIs or your fitness monitoring exercises and see how those are changing over time. If you want to dive into one exercise more specifically, click on it, and just as you see here, it'll show you that graphed over time as well as the percent change, and a green or red indicating improvement or decrease. So now that we see all those, you can also go into the analytics page, create. Right here we have 4 different ones, but create. Some analytics. Here's a leaderboard showing these 4 people. You see a little trophy next to theirs because those are their PRs. We can go back to the analytics page and select attendance. Look at this graphed over time. Even on the table to the right, see how many people per week came in. I prefer the bar chart in here, so you can select that, make it bigger if you want to. Hover over it so you can see how many are being counted, and then right here you can even save it as an image and put it into a PowerPoint or something like that if you want to brief on it later. This is showing missed workouts versus workouts completed. This team needs to pick up their consistency a little bit. And then just a whole host of other attendance and engagement metrics that you can dive into and adjust from line and bar graph, and then see their associated table to the right and scroll through that for however long the time period that you selected at the top initially. See how many messages were sent. It's kind of good when you're working with coaches and seeing which coaches are more engaging on the platform than others, or individuals who are, I don't know, needier than others on the platform. But nonetheless, just fun insights here, as well as programming insights, how many programs are being assigned by your team, coaches, so on and so forth. Filter out what you want to see. Only activity, only specific programs you may want to see, or if it's all of them, I just have all of them selected here. And then time period, monthly, weekly, daily. As you can see, when I go to daily here, it gets a little messy depending on what you're looking at. But nonetheless, good info, good way to dive in a little bit deeper. And now we can do an exercise comparison. So this is just for one individual. You can do groups to groups too if you would like to, but this kind of shows the trend of back squat, bench press, and chin-ups over time. They all seem to have a similar trend with a little bit of a dip there. And then that's also portrayed in a table here. All those key indicator exercises charted over time. So this kind of provides an overall summary of how test results can be portrayed within the system. But definitely tons of opportunities and more ways to do this. So let us know if you have any questions.